second here. Okay, now check YouTube, everyone.
Are we there?
Yes, it was me. I forgot to add the sync channel before I went live.
Do all that over again?
We were literally just live streaming to restream. We did 7 minutes of video and had no idea that we weren't live on YouTube. I'm sitting there going, "Where's the chat?" So I'm going to give everybody. I'm giving everybody a minute to come back in, and then we're going to start over, Stephen, you and me. We got this.
Okay.
Well, I was
That was
trying
just
to
a
find
practice
you to
run.
show you out, and I was like, well, where the hell is she at? Is it me? What is it? And then when I went in chat to send you a message, I seen Ruben had said, I can't find you live. And I'm like, I can't either.
So Ruben is literally sitting right in front of me, and he doesn't say anything. Like, he could say, "You're not really live." No, he thought I was going to go check the message. No, I'm in the middle of a thing.
See, now Matt's in chat now.
I do too. All right. Listen, everybody who is just now joining us, I want to apologize. We did over 7 minutes of live, and I never clicked on send it to YouTube. So it was live, but it was in restream. So we're going to kind of back it up a little bit, and we're going to kind of start over. I wish we could get it verbatim. That was a really good thing we had going there. I wish it was a good show so far.
I don't know if I can repeat it or not.
You're gonna. All right. So let's start this over. First of all, I want to say welcome everybody to the show. And I apologize for starting late. Like I said, we accidentally, thanks, Matt. See, makes me feel better. Even Matt's done it. Hit the live button, did not get it out to YouTube, and that was my bad. But we wanted to announce that we are going to move our Cryptids show 20 minutes. Wow. I'm glad I caught it at 7. So, but anyways, the Cryptid show, we're going to move it to every 2 weeks now, guys. Okay. So it's still going to be on a Thursday. It's still going to be at 6:00 Central Time.
Nightbot time out.
Why?
Don't know. Stop spamming caps is what it says.
He didn't even have anything in caps. I'm looking at his stuff right now.
What does that mean?
So, Vicky, what you need to do is go in and make him a moderator.
I don't know that I can. I'm on my phone.
Oh.
Don't know how to do that.
Okay. Is he messaging you now?
No. It just that Nightbot comes in and says paranormal
consultant. You're mistaken.
Yeah, stop spamming caps. Warning.
So, well, if it's a warning, he's probably
it says paranormal consultant was timed out by Nightbot for 5 seconds. Matt, are you in? Yeah, he says Nightbot hates him.
I'm sorry, Matt. I don't know why it's doing that. I looked at your thing. You didn't even cap anything.
Matt, tell me on my phone to come in and make you a mod.
Oh, there was a message. He said, "Hey, everyone," all in caps. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to turn off that Nightbot message. Ignore the reading message, everyone. Hey, Bootsy. Okay. Back to what we were saying. Okay. Just a reminder, nobody do everything in caps. Ignore the Nightbot message about reading. Okay. I forgot to take that one down. Nightbot is out of control, everyone. He is out of control. Okay. So, back to what I was saying. The Cryptid show, moving to every 2 weeks, everyone. Tonight's the last show for the next 2 weeks for the cryptid. Okay. I know, Dina. I know.
It gives me more time to research this stuff.
Okay,
I
so
feel
there
like
you
I've
go.
rushed this one.
So, yeah, we'll figure it out, Matt. I promise. We'll get there. Okay, I gotta close the chat. I can't think. Bye. So anyways, so yes, we're moving the crypto show to every 2 weeks. We will continue with the Monday show where I will be bringing on people to interview or whatever we're doing that week. Tonight we are going to be talking about black-eyed children, and so how we started the live originally was a reminder for those who did not maybe didn't join last week, maybe just now discovered us or don't remember. Stephen, what are cryptids?
A cryptid is like a creature that people have stories about and encounters of, but they don't have any scientific evidence for, and so it's like something people doubt.
Okay.
But people encounter it anyways.
Okay. So with that said, what are the cryptid black-eyed children? What are they?
They are people have these experiences where they encounter children. Sometimes they'll knock on their doors at night, or they will knock on their car doors and want in. And people will notice that the most prominent feature people notice about them is that they have very dark eyes, like their whole eye is all black.
Okay. And so basically even the whites are gone?
Yes.
Okay.
What is that called?
Pupil.
The pupil or the retina or whatever.
Well, I don't know what the white part is called though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all black. It's all void of anything.
Okay. Now, what's the rest of them look like though?
And usually, in a lot of the stories, they are pale looking. They speak with a monotone like voice.
Oh, they actually speak though?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And people usually feel freaked out by them, so they don't let them in.
Okay. So basically they give them like this bad omen type feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you said that they don't let them in, but did you run across any stories that might have been where the black-eyed children were already in the home?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Most of the stuff I've read seems to imply that if you let them inside your home or in your vehicle, something bad will happen to you, or they may even kill you.
Okay. The reason why I asked that, and this is kind of where we left off whenever I figured out I wasn't actually live streaming, was I think it was paranormal caught on camera. And I really expected some people to come in and say something about it because I know everybody's seen it. And but I don't remember what this woman was recording. But anyways, this woman was recording something in her room. And now like of her peripheral, maybe even in the camera itself, she saw like movement behind her. And when she panned around real quick, you caught the glimpse of what appeared to be a black-eyed child, but peeking out from behind the dresser, like only just one, like this, And then when she got up real quick to investigate or whatever, she gets over behind the dresser, and the dresser is flush with the wall. Like there's no way that a human actually fit back there, child or not. There's just no way anything solid could fit there. And so that's why I was wondering if you had ever heard of one actually already being in the house, or is it just
No.
in?
All the stories I've heard, they're either outside of someone's vehicle or they're outside of someone's home.
Okay.
And usually people have this experience of feeling dread whenever they're seeing them.
Okay.
And it's usually at night.
Okay.
And there is some question about what exactly they are.
Okay. So, and that's the other thing. Whenever I thought I was going live, one of the things I mentioned to the viewers that were not there was Stephen did start, whenever we were behind, backstage, he did tell me that he found that the black-eyed children is a new phenomenon. It's more modern, and so there's not a whole lot of information on them. And so um, we are asking that the viewers, ask questions, and if you have any experience yourself, tell the story. Let us know a little bit more about what you guys know, because then it will also help us gain our knowledge as well. Um, so, with that being said, Stephen, you do have a question already. It says, "Do black-eyed children have super strength, or maybe some non-human ability to them?"
Um, I'm not really sure. I'm going to talk about one of the first people that wrote about encountering one or two of them. His name is Brian Bethel, and he encountered two of them around 1996 in Texas. And he encountered them in Texas around Abilene, I believe. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not.
Is it Abilene, Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
Have you ever been there?
No, I've heard of it though. Okay. And where did he encounter them at? Did he tell a story about it, talk about it, anything like that?
He claimed that he was parked by a movie theater and he was trying to pay his internet bills. So he was writing out a check in his vehicle, and all of a sudden he heard a knock on his door. And there were two children there. He claimed that one of them looked about 12 and one of them looked younger than that. They were wearing hoods over their heads. It was slightly dark outside when he was writing this because he was relying on the marquee of the theater he was relying on the light to light his check. And so he couldn't get a super good look at them, but there were two of them there. At first, they were asking him to give him a ride because they claimed that their mother had forgot to give them money to watch a movie, and the movie was Mortal Kombat. And then he noticed that they were completely black-eyed, and he noticed that their voices were monotone sounding, and he thought that they sounded like mature adults talking to him, and he thought that was very bizarre.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
And he was filled with like dread, or he was like, I don't know how to describe it. Like he was paranoid or something. So then he backed his car up and got out of that situation as fast as possible. But while he was looking back to see if they were there, they were completely gone.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just so some information for you, Matt put up, he said the most common belief is that they are lost souls, kind of a mix between a poltergeist and intelligent haunting. Did you run across any type of information like that in your research?
I did. And that is a claim that they are possibly a haunting. But they are also appear to be like very physical. Like they're not see-through, they're real.
Right.
Like it's a real person standing there. So another theory is that they are possibly like an alien being. And another theory is that they might be something demonic. So.
Okay. So what do you think from what you've heard and read? What are your thoughts on it?
I have no idea what they are.
Okay.
To me, it sounds kind of similar to like an alien.
An alien? Is that what you're saying?
Hmm.
Okay.
Disguised as a human.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what else the chat might be saying here. I missed a bunch. Okay, so Ruben's like, I'd be like, miss me with that. Dina's like, oh hell no. Two? Yeah. And she's like, that's a big nope for me. And again, if you're just joining us, ignore the Nightbot that says type reading. I just disabled that. That was from the last show, and I apologize. I forgot to remove it first. Joe says multidimensional, maybe.
Yeah. What exactly is that? What exactly is a multidimensional being?
If I'm
Is that
not mistaken,
from the past? Or
well, that's the thing. I think all beings could be multidimensional if because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, everyone, but I think that's where, something of the spiritual realm can go to different dimensions of the universe. Meaning technically it would be an alien type thing. Maybe he came from one type of dimension, came down here to,
is
do whatever it is that they do. Or
that like
whatever.
a different plane of existence?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Dina said that she's heard the alien theory, which she could actually buy into. So, and she said, I believe cryptids are multidimensional. So, and I kind of wondered if human spirits, or ghost hauntings, could do the same thing too. Dina said non-human for sure. Yeah, I think we all can agree that black-eyed children are probably absolutely non.
The overall impression is that they are disguised as a child or as a human, and they're trying to deceive you. And once they've got you, once they've come inside, then there's this idea that they're going to hurt you in some way or something bad is going to happen to you.
Yeah, time travelers. Hey, John. I am putting into chat, everyone, some links to YouTube of this Brian Bethel's encounters. There's 2 parts where he talks about his encounter. And when this is over, of course, you're welcome to click on those links and go check it out. Stephen watched it, and I think that's where he got a lot of this information from.
He first wrote about them on some kind of ghost-related mailing list. I tried looking that up, but I couldn't find out what it was. I couldn't find anything about it.
If anybody knows what he's talking about, we'd love to, if we'd love to know more about that. So if you do know what he's talking about, and you could even share a link, could you put it there in chat for everybody to figure out? That might help us learn a little more as well.
And it also, another article I read said that he also published a frequently asked questions thing about it. I couldn't find that either. In 2012, he appeared on a TV reality series called Monsters and Mysteries in America. And he also wrote another article about it on the Albane Reporter News, maintaining that his encounter was very legitimate. Aveline.
Yeah.
Aveline, yes. So the ironic part is, though, you said that his encounter was, so he was already outside of oh, my battery's dying, Ruben. My laptop's about to die completely. But you said he was outside of a movie theater when this happened.
Yeah.
Did he claim that they actually knocked on his car like you were saying that they do, or did they just walk up to the car and he saw them?
I got the impression from what I listened to, like he just noticed they were there.
Okay, so he didn't even give him a chance to knock even.
Yeah. He did not see them coming towards his vehicle. It was like he heard a knocking on his vehicle and he looked up and they were there.
Okay. So I wonder if, and you said but no, you said he still had the same. Yeah, Ruben to the rescue. That he still had the same ominous feeling. And John said they better not be Ruben. So yeah, Jonathan, in case you're just joining us, black-eyed children. That's what we're talking about tonight. Welcome. So anyway, you have to invite them in. So Joe, with that being said, have you guys seen that video I was talking about earlier? Like I said, I think it was on
never invite them in.
Paranormal Caught on Camera. There was this lady who caught what appeared to be a black-eyed child on her camera. So I mean, does anybody out there know if they can ever come in without invitation? Or maybe they were invited by the previous owners? Would they stay?
In his encounter, when they were trying to get in his vehicle, they eventually got very aggressive. So they were like pounding on his vehicle and they were saying something like, you have to invite us in. We're not a threat to you. We don't have a gun or anything. And
We have a gun?
they implied that they had to be let in, kind of like a vampire. Because
That's
like
what Ruben said, like vampires.
You have to invite them in.
Yeah,
so,
that's what Ruben said. Hi, Wyatt.
So when this person said never invite them in, maybe that's what he's implying.
Right. Hi, Beth. So, well, and that's what I'm asking, So my question is, I wonder if somebody can let's say I'm living in my house, right? And I invite in a black-eyed child and I leave. Would the black-eyed child still be welcome in the home and maybe torture the next people?
I'm not sure. I think all the stories I've read, they imply that you don't let them in, and they kind of leave it as an open question as to what happens if you do.
Okay.
But the overall feeling is that it will be bad.
Okay. Okay.
That you will end up dead or something.
Okay. Well, because I know that some of the other shows, that talks about aliens being at their homes and stuff like this or whatever, it seems like it's the general consensus that if an alien comes to the home, it stays at the home. It doesn't follow the family when they leave or anything like that. So, I mean, if it is in fact an alien being, then I guess it could stay and torture the next person. Because I don't know, the way the woman was so shocked in her video, it almost seemed like she absolutely did not know she had something in her home like that. So I really doubt that she invited it in there. She would have realized, oh shoot, they're in my house. So Dina asks, ooh, wonder if there's any protection that people can use to keep them away, far, far away. So, and Vicky wants to know, what areas have they been seen in?
I think they've been seen generally all over the world. One popular area where lots have been seen is like in England and America.
And Appalachian Mountains.
And the Appalachian Mountains. And I think it's pretty much a worldwide phenomenon.
And in Texas, where Brian lived.
Yeah, one of the first ones to be reported was in Texas.
Right.
That's where that Bethel guy came from. And I don't know if I forgot to say that. Okay, I have another story.
Okay, good.
In 2013, at Birches Valley, United Kingdom, a woman was walking with her child when they heard a scream. Her maternal instinct was to pick up her child and get the hell out of there. So while she was running with her kid in tow, she saw this little girl standing around in the mist. And this little girl was about 10 years old. Her hands were covering her eyes like this. And she was like, "Are you all right? Was that you screaming?" The girl put her hands down and put them to her side. And the woman noticed her eyes were completely black. No irises. They were no white. They were just black. And she was very afraid and she ran away.
Okay. And where was this at?
In England.
In England. Okay. So I guess then they don't just approach your doors or your personal property. I guess they just kind of stand around and wait for people to pass by too.
Mm-hmm. And on PBS, on this show called Monstrum, they talked about this because I encountered this story in 2 different places, and they were implying that this is possibly a haunting because they said that some girl disappeared there in that area. And I guess this is like a wooded area.
So maybe didn't somebody say earlier that they thought it might be a mix between an alien and then a haunting? So maybe that's it. Maybe what if we're talking about alien abductions and maybe they're killing the people and then taking their supposed form. The thing is everything that I've seen of black-eyed children, they all look identical, like the same person to me. I don't see any distinctive features between them or anything like that. But maybe it's an alien that is killing people and then turning themselves into that creepy little thing. That's technically now a haunting and an alien. I don't know. Like, it's so weird. You can put so many theories to it because nobody knows anything.
I think they do have human characteristics because people at first don't notice that they just have black eyes. And then when they notice their black eyes, they're totally freaked out. Right. And sometimes they're even freaked out before they see this because they sense something is strange about this person. Like they're an imposter or something. Like there's something weird about them.
The demeanor and everything's off.
Mm-hmm. Their voice sounds weird. People get this impression that this isn't what it's appearing to be.
Right, exactly. And Dina's exactly right. The problem is the mixing of eyewitnesses and urban legend. You know what I mean?
It is an urban legend. It's like a creepypasta.
Well, wasn't the children of the corn?
It is like the children of the corn or the Valley of the Damned thing. It's like that.
Ruben wanted to know, though, do you know if the eyewitness accounts describe how they were dressed? He wanted to know if they were dressed in normal clothes or maybe were their clothes the same color as their skin? Or they
a lot of times they claimed that their clothes are old-fashioned, but they claimed they were wearing like hoodie stuff, something like this, and like hooded jackets. They claimed they were slightly out of date, but something like that.
Well, that was the one story.
This is not but they weren't wearing like totally old-fashioned clothing. So it wasn't like they were from a different time period completely.
Right. Beth asked, she says, could it be a certain type of demon possession and then all appears the same?
One theory is that they're demonic, that there's some kind of demon. And one of the stories I read, this guy got on a subway and he noticed this other guy beside him sitting on like a seat on the other side of him. This guy had black eyes. This wasn't a child, though. This was like a 20-year-old man.
Did he describe what the rest of them looked like? Like, was he the pale color you were talking about and all that, too, or just the black eyes?
He was just normal. And a lot of the stories I read, they don't really give you specifics. Like, they don't tell you the people's names. Sometimes they don't even tell you where they're at.
Gotcha. So this one was a hard one for you to find anything on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So, and see, here's the thing. I thought at one point that black-eyed children were an Asian phenomenon. I thought they were based out of Asian cultures, like it was their cryptid, and then, and that's just something I heard. I don't remember even where I heard it or anything like that. But so to hear that it's being seen in England and America, and then Dina put TZ. I don't know if
What's TZ?
I know. I was wondering the same thing. I don't know if maybe that was short for Tasmania, maybe or something. Um, but anyway, and again, it's just what I heard. I may even be misunderstanding what I heard too, but I thought it was an Asian phenomenon. Ruben said Loki.
To me, it kind of reminds me of stories where people are riding in a coach beside the road, and then they notice all these lights in the back area, and then they go looking for what these lights are, and then they get dragged into an area where they're drowned, or these are like fairy stories.
Okay.
Or stories about fairies kidnapping your baby, but they put like a baby there that's like looks like your baby, but it's different.
That'd be tricksters.
Yeah.
There.
This is called a channeling. To me, it reminds me of something like that.
Gotcha.
But this is like a more older. This is like a newer version of that.
Okay, so Dina did confirm that TZ was a typo. She meant to type Texas. Oh, so okay, because I saw your next comment, which was Texas, but I thought it was just another one you were adding. So,
yeah, one of the first sightings, the guy to write about it, was from Bethel, and he's from Texas. He claims that other people have seen it too, like in Portland, Orland, and other areas too. And he claims that people have seen him since the 1950s.
I was going to say, because earlier on, Vicky even said that she was hearing stories about him in the 1980s. So, I mean, maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things that nobody wanted to talk about, too.
Maybe. But it's from his writing about it that people have called it the black-eyed children or the black-eyed kids or BKs.
Gotcha.
Which is what they're called too sometimes.
How do you say that last one again, though?
BEKs.
Oh, okay. So just short and black-eyed kids.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And the reason why I was asking you to reiterate that or whatever is because something that Matt said in response to my thinking that they might have originated in Asia. He said he does he thought that there was an Asian version of them, but they're called something else there. So that's why I was asking for you to clarify.
I might have to look that up.
Okay. And then Dina says, isn't there a zombie theory?
Yep, BEKs. I don't know. I didn't read that, but seems like there's a lot of people aren't really sure what they are.
So it is all just theory at this point then.
Yeah.
Matt also said some people believe that the famous picture the Warrens took of the boy is a black-eyed child. Now I know exactly what picture you're talking about. It does look like a black-eyed child.
It does look like that. From what? That was from the Amity Horror, wasn't it?
I think that was the house.
Mm-hmm. It was that or Conjuring.
It was. I think it was from the Amity Horror House. I remember. Is that the same one?
Yeah, I don't remember which house that was. But the thing is about that particular photo, though, is that it did appear like a spirit, though, and not a solid form, too. You could still see through it, kind of light and transparent, you know. And so
I thought it was very physical. I have to look it up again to see.
I know. I'm going to look it up real quick right now. So
I thought it looked like a little boy with a striped shirt on. But it may be a different story he's mentioning.
Photo of black-eyed child. Oh, he was pretty solid.
Yes, they said it was questioned.
They questioned whether it was a black-eyed child.
Okay, so I am going to try to share my screen to show this picture. I have not done this before. So if something happens, I am sorry, and I will figure this out. Okay. Okay, can you guys see that?
Not really very well.
And I don't know how to. There. Can everybody see that?
It isn't a black-eyed children. It's a kid. It's white-eyed kid.
Yeah, his eyes are very, very white. I don't know why we all have it in our head that he's a black-eyed child.
But he doesn't have any eyeballs.
It's
so
night
yeah.
vision. It's night vision.
And people have also, I watched in the interview of Brian, where people asked him if they were possibly wearing contacts to make their eyes all black, if he was possibly tricked.
Well, I did share those links, the Brian interview. It's in chat. And I'll actually read it again.
Contacts like that weren't available. I'm not really sure if that's true or not. And nowadays you see images of people who have their eyes tattooed and they look like that.
Yes, yeah, they're having their eyes dyed, is what it is. They're dyeing them.
So nowadays when people see maybe a black-eyed child, they'd be seeing that maybe.
I know. Not at this point. We're going to be like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that would be a great way to throw people off too. But
okay, so Matt said there was a flash used in the photo. He believes it was a kind of a Polaroid. And Joe said could have been a reflection of the blank eyes, like a cat or a dog at night. Those are plausible theories. But he did not have, but he also didn't look like the atypical black-eyed child. Like he was very, dark, skinned, you know what I mean? He didn't appear pale. I totally had a different idea in my head of the picture. I knew what I was looking at, but in my memory, he was misty and white and,
Liz, was it connected with the Amityville horror?
Yes,
okay.
It was.
It was the younger brother that was shot.
Was he see-through?
No, he was solid, like a solid child standing there. Even makes you question if he really was a spirit at all. I mean, he looked like a whole child, just like Joe was saying, but like a flash reflected in his eyes, so he looked creepy. So, who knows? I mean, it's easily debunkable, for sure. All they have to do is hire a kid for a couple dollars, have him stand there real quick, and be like, "Okay, now look creepy."
Yeah, but they would have to. I'm sure people have already done that and tried to discover who that child was.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Vicky said Lorraine
got it.
The younger boy that was.
Lorraine said it was a younger brother who was murdered. Wasn't there a girl murdered too?
Oh yeah, his sister, and there was 3 other kids, and he murdered his parents. There, but she said it was the younger boy. But it doesn't look like a spirit. But they questioned his eyes. Is all I remember is they said they did question his eyes. Her and Ed was talking about it when they were being interviewed.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
Yeah,
Nina?
I remember those days when people would take pictures and they would have like the red in their eyes.
Yeah,
that was actually really cool.
So what we need to do is start doing that again, but this time make it bad. Be like, at the same time, and give them something to really talk about.
And you have red eye people.
It's available.
The red eye flight.
So, has anybody in the chat actually had their own encounter with a black-eyed child, though, or no? Or maybe you know of somebody who did. We had a lady who was joining the group. She ended up not coming to the group. She herself did have an encounter. I don't remember exactly how the story goes, though. Stephen, do you remember how her story went?
I don't really remember. Something like she was in her house late at night, possibly in her living room. And I don't remember if it was in her house or if she saw it through a window or what, or through a door.
I feel like it was a window. That's what I feel like that's how her story went. I wish she was on here because then she could tell her
Yeah.
story, you know.
And I don't really want to talk about her story because that's her story.
Oh, the door? Ruben's over here going,
Sliding door.
it was a sliding door, so I guess it was the window of a door. That's why we're getting confused. I guess it would be in the window of the door.
We've had a few reports of them locally for me.
Now, and you are in Pennsylvania, right, Matt? Beth has confirmed that she has not had her own personal encounters with black-eyed children. Dina wants to know, Vicky, have you ever been to Zombie Road? Oh, yes, but I see you. Oh, yes, but didn't investigate. Yes, yeah, Ruben's playing charades with me. I didn't know I was playing. You know, so he was trying not to be rude and talk, you know, while I was talking, you know, or whatever. But yeah. Central Pennsylvania. Okay. So Matt, I mean, being in the field that you're in, did you track down any of these people? Oh, Beth is in Pennsylvania too. Did you track down any of these people who claim to have seen them and talk to them maybe, or find out any more about it? Or is it just people talking? Sorry, it takes a minute for chat to come catch up with the video, so we're just waiting a second so we don't get ahead of them. That noise is Liz fidgeting. Oh, so maybe Matt's not responding. Okay. So Ruben just sent that. I just watched him do it. So what is
Morse
that?
code.
Dana says it's Morse
Well, did she
code.
ask that before you responded? I just now
Are you
saw
messing
her.
around with your Pepsi can, Liz?
No. Matt said I did talk to some people, but they just had children fitting the description on the side of the road. No interaction was reported. Okay. I wish Becky was on here because she had an actual encounter with them, you know, and so she could tell her story. But you know, I just wish I could remember her story, you know. Matt's a slow typer. Speed it up then, Matt. But anyway, is there anything else, Stephen, that you found?
That's all I got, Liz.
Well, there really isn't much, is there?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your apologize. There's nothing you can do about that. If there's no information, there's no information. But I can tell you this: you probably told some people that didn't know something, and you helped them understand it better. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. So, Beth said, "I'm from." Oh, I lost her. Ruben had to add a comment. I'm from North Central Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
very rural on a farm. We couldn't see the neighbors from our house, I-80, but not neighbors. North Central Mountains of Pennsylvania. Matt's from Williamsport. William Sport.
They said do a part 2 and bring her on.
I might. I'll see if she wants to or not. Like I said, it is a difficult topic to research. So, but I don't know if Becky would want to come on. I can ask her though. So,
Maybe you
I
could
don't know
conceal
if she wants-
identity. Yeah.
I don't know if she wants to share her story to the whole world either, but uh, so I can. But at minimum, I can ask her about her story and I can relay it. You know.
Hmm.
Um. All right. Well, I mean, does anybody have anything else they want to throw in there about what they know about the black-eyed children? I'm thinking that Jonathan's not here anymore. I bet he had a lot of insight because I heard that they're right outside his window. So, Ruben, Dina, Steve, and Vicky are hard acts to follow.
In another story I read, this was at a woman's house. It was late at night. It was on Halloween. Then there were two kids that appeared on our doorstep. They wanted inside to use her phone. She asked them why they didn't have a cell phone, and they couldn't really answer her. Then they walked away, and then there was some little girl that appeared that told them that those little boys would leave them alone from now on. And she had black eyes too.
Vicky's chat said that she knew a guy who encountered a woman and two kids broke down. When he approached them, all had black eyes, so he just left. Then Match said most of the reports that I've read about and seen are from country areas and areas around where there aren't a lot of areas where there aren't a lot of people around. Jonathan was like, I'm here, but I'm looking out my window.
Everything I read, and most of it was like from Reddit, they didn't really give a lot of details about where they were at or anything. It was just passing on stories.
Right.
And it was like on a paranormal page, and they were asking, has anybody on here ever seen a black-eyed kid? And people were posting.
Gotcha.
And then I also read stories on various websites too.
Dina said, I know of a video of a guy who would wake up every night around 3 or 4 a.m. and see a child at his front door. He set up a camera inside to catch it, and that's on the video. Well, Dina, I was gonna say, yeah, Dina, if you can find that video, drop the link in the chat here. And also, Jonathan, regarding you looking out the windows, I think the key here is to not look at them. So come back from the window, honey.
I think you just don't let them in your house or your vehicle.
Yeah, don't let them catch your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Close some curtains. So, yeah, they're not city dwellers. But see, isn't that ironic, though? Because I swear on everything that is holy that when I heard about the black-eyed children, it was an Asian phenomenon, but it was happening primarily in the apartment buildings that are found, like, in cities, the super high-rise, tiny little boxes, and that's where I was hearing all the stories being told.
I read something about people thinking that they looked like the creature from The Grudge. Have you ever watched that horror movie? And that is based on Japan.
No,
but I'm not really sure. Yeah, but I'm not sure they're related.
Well, and okay, so yeah, sort of like that. Like that's what I kind of pictured that they look like in Asia, And the thing is, though, is like but they were children.
Peeping Tom.
He's talking about the black-eyed children looking in Jonathan's windows. So if they require attention, all husbands are safe.
Let me in.
Whatever.
I'm cold. I need to call my mom.
Jonathan, he's got a 12 gauge with him. He's not worried.
What if that don't kill them?
Yeah, we don't know what kills them, Jonathan. What if you just make multiple more? What if the and then you make 12,000 more? You have a whole army of black-eyed children. Train them, John. Train them.
Or maybe everybody that's opened their house to them is ended up dead. so they can't tell the tale of what they are.
That's a good theory.
I don't know.
That's a good theory. Joe's like sawed off 12 gauge. Oh. All right. Well, how am I hearing Vicky? Stephen is
She's in the back
Vicky's
here. I'm at Vicky's house.
Steve was at my house. Oh, no, don't you dare.
Okay, she doesn't want me to show you. I don't know.
Anyway,
how to get
Stephen,
my computer at home, so
Stephen,
I'm
yeah, I was
using-
gonna say Stephen was struggling with getting on using his stuff, so he goes to Vicky to help her, so she can help him get set up. We're hoping though that maybe he's learning and so he doesn't have to drive all the way to Vicky's house. Poor guy, because he works too, and he's still coming over there to get help. So, but yeah, Vicky's in the background.
I've been feeding him dinner. He's happy.
Yeah, he got fed, so he's good. He goes over there to get fed and get help. So Beth said, I am now 25 minutes from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in a high-rise apartment. Which is safer? I could go out alone at night every place I've lived except for here. Cities are not always safer. Well, we're meaning specifically from black-eyed children, though. Okay, and then Matt, he just said, Asian child spirits are, oh God, Toil,
I said good luck with that.
Ashiki, Warishi, and Kumanthong. These are the most common. Well, I know I pronounced those right. Everybody should applaud. You know. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. She said, oh, it's the first one in that video. Okay. What are we talking about, Dina? Play the frequency to attract black-eyed children. Yeah, I know. LOL. Okay. So yeah, Beth, I mean, I'm thinking maybe no matter if you live in the country or if you live in the city, I think you're not going to be safe from these black-eyed children. But maybe for best practice, just don't go out alone. And don't let them in your house. Whatever you do. You get a FedEx package, you weren't expecting that, do not open that package. Don't bring it in. Stop spamming emotes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of Nightbot. I don't. Ugh.
You gotta break down and go in and tell him to stop it.
I'm going to. Yeah, I bet you did, Matt. I mean, like I thought there for a minute, I thought we were gonna say Toyota, but it didn't go that way. So smacks Nightbot, right? I'm gonna have to go and change the rule. Oh, she sent emojis, and so like, warning, Beth, don't do that. Dude needs to chill. Dybbuk, yes, Dybbuk box. I want one.
But if you guys want to know more about black-eyed children, there's a book about it called Black-Eyed Children by David Weatherly. I listened to this podcast about it, and they were called Astonishing Legends, and they have one that's about black-eyed children. I think they also have other subjects too.
Beth, I apologize for that. This Nightbot thing has decided to just do its own thing. I have to go in, I guess, and adjust the settings. Something about some emojis you have sent. It guess it thought you were spamming. So don't worry about it though. We will we'll get it. I'll get it figured out. Okay.
His butt if we have to.
I was gonna say, yeah, if I have to, I'll get rid of it completely. But I do have enough support that can help me try to figure out those settings. So maybe sent too many emojis and Nightbot got pissy. Yeah, it did. That's what it said. So but anyway, Okay, so I shared the title of that book and the author out. I hope I
Weather Lee,
right.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Weather
Okay,
Reese.
she put Weather Reese. It's Weather Lee.
Oh, Weather Lee. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Weatherly.
Okay, I got it then. I want to make sure. People who collect haunted dolls trip me out.
I collect dolls. I have one as Silas, actually.
Yeah, Stephen is a doll collector. Yeah, don't worry, Beth. We'll take care of it. I promise. But
It's not a black-eyed child though. It just doesn't have eyes.
it just doesn't have eyes. Yeah, even creepier.
Yeah.
You know. And Ruben does not do dolls either. Ruben hates dolls. As I'm sure everybody's heard us talk about the incident in the milk barn. So if not, go watch some of our older interviews with people and stuff, and you'll see. Ruben loves dolls, huh? Yeah, your dolls are scary, he says. Stephen.
They're wanting a YouTube link drop.
Vicky collects dolls too, don't you?
What? No, I don't. I have one doll, and it was given to me when I was 3 months old, and then I've got one that was given to my mom when I was born, and that's the only dolls I got.
And then the other 2 dolls I got from
I
you.
gave them to you. Those was given to me by somebody, and they were in a tub, and I just gave them to you.
I intend on looking for eyes for her someday, but
I am skeptic about ordering a Dybbuk box from the web because you don't know what you're getting. I mean, like literally, you might just be getting somebody's crayon box that they melted some crayons around the edge, and there's like rocks in it or something. You know what I mean? Like I want a for real, like from Israel Dybbuk box that was handed down through the family generations, and I want it to be legit. You know. And Dina, no, I do not have a haunted doll.
what is a Dybbuk box?
Well, that's the thing. It's okay. I don't even know how to explain it, but supposedly a Dybbuk box holds some sort of energy or spirit within it. Usually, though, it wreaks havoc if opened. So a Dybbuk box is sealed energy or spirit, usually locked with wax and
Is it like the box that the Cenobites are in, like in that one horror movie?
Did you say Cenobites?
Yeah.
What are Cenobites?
One of them's Pinhead, and I don't remember the name of the other 2.
Oh, Ruben. You know what movie he's talking about? 13 Souls or something like that, right?
I forgot the name of it.
Is there a Dybbuk box in that movie?
No.
Okay.
The entire house.
The house itself is a Dybbuk box? Okay. But a real Dybbuk box, though, yeah, there you go. Joe said. It's a Jewish box designed to capture bad spirits. And best, like, I will avoid those for sure. You know, if anybody has one though, they want to part with, let me know. Just let me know.
Hellraiser. It's in Hellraiser. That's the movie.
Oh, Hellraiser. Well, a Dybbuk box is actually a real one though. Is something that is small and compact. You can actually hold it in your hands. So, but supposedly you capture the spirit in there. Then you put items in there that like crystals, water, blessed water, stuff like this, or whatever that tries to keep that thing trapped. And then you seal it off with wax. You do like a blessing over it. You seal it off and all this other stuff. And you are to not open it ever. If you open
Is it a Jewish thing?
It's a Jewish thing. And if you release that spirit or that energy, it's yours now.
I definitely don't want one.
I want one, and I'm going to make it my pet. Oh, that's some creepy shit. At first glance, I had no idea what you were bringing over, and I'm like, "What is that?" And then finally, I got to see the whole thing.
That doll has a history.
Is that the story? Is that the one that you lost and came back to you? And
twice.
This is Vicky's
twice. Doll. It was stolen the second time.
It looks a little freaky.
It was gone for like 6-7 months.
So, now wasn't that your doll when you were a child, though?
It was given to me when I was 3 months old.
Bye,
And
John.
I would not go to sleep at night unless my mom put it in the crib with me. And she
Well,
would
even
put it
Joe-
up in the corner, and I would keep my hand on it.
Even Joe says that is creepy.
Well, her eyes, she has glass eyes. And when she was found after she had been stolen, she was in a tub that had no lid on it that was full of water. And a girlfriend, a friend of mine, she was cleaning out the shed for a person. They were wanting to put a new roof on it because the roof was leaking. And when she first looked down in the tub, she thought it was a baby in this tub because it was full of water, and all she seen was the eyes and the nose and kind of the face sticking up through this icky water. And when she pulled the doll out, she recognized it because it had the clothes on it that I had, because I had it sitting in an antique baby stroller at my
Are these
house.
the same clothes?
No, I had to put all new clothes. Its face is damaged, but her glass eyes are waterlogged. And because I guess it was in the water for so long. Her head is rubber. Her eyes are glass. The rest of her body is kind of a hard plastic. Now, I was born in 1960. I do not know how long my aunt had the doll, though, before she gave it to me. But my aunt was watching me from my mom and dad. She lived here in Lebanon. And I latched onto that doll and started crying when she tried to take it away. So when mom and dad came to get me, she sent the doll with me. But there was something about the doll. I'd always turn, mom said that I wouldn't go to sleep unless it was in the crib with me. And I did want it laying down by me. It just...
You got a lot of responses on that doll. No, God, no. Creeped out.
It's so weird because everything's
Outside
backwards.
baby.
on the
Oh,
computer.
damn.
Like a mirror. It is kind of creepy.
Well,
The eyes of it are kind of creepy.
It's the eyes.
just the fact that we found it, and it was just surprising.
Well, if we listen to Amy Allen, we know that dolls were used as vessels for spirits. So the fact that that baby was taken, lost, and returned twice to you,
Mhm.
and you still have it from when you were 3 months old, and it looks like it has a soul. Just saying, maybe.
This person says they would cry. You'd still cry? Is that you, Vicky, paranormal consultant?
That's Matt.
No, that's not. Dina said, "Oh, that just adds to the creep factor. The waterlogged eyes."
Yes. I can replace the eyes. Quite honestly, I ordered another set of eyes because that was another thing. She had the most prettiest green eyes, glass eyes, which was unusual back then. They usually made them blue. And so I could replace them, but I don't know. I don't feel right about it.
Okay, if you take the eyes out of that doll's head, you've got to leave the eyes out.
It would be black-eyed child.
How would you do that? Would you take the whole thing apart?
Take the whole head off. You soak, then you soak the head in hot water, and you can reach up in and take the eyes from the inside out, and then reset them in there.
Just so you know, one of the other responses, Vicky, was Matt saying, "I'd cry if I had to sleep with that doll."
Yeah.
Vicky, do you still sleep with it?
No, but it sits in a chair in the living room.
I know,
there.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you something. All this being said, my 4 kids wanted nothing to do with this doll.
You think?
And all of my grandkids is like, Mima.
Get that away from me.
So I've got little grandkids that will not sleep in the living
It's
room if
her
the
cat.
dog is facing them. If the doll is facing them, they won't sleep in the living room. So I have to move it.
That's why Ruben needs to be by it.
Ruben left the room, just so you know. I think he was scared. All right, guys. Listen, it's been over an hour, so we're gonna let you guys go. Thanks for joining us. Remember to please doll autopsy.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna find a little heart in there. It's about this big and it's black. Anyway, don't forget to share us out. Matt says this consultant doesn't want anything to do with it. Make sure to share us out. Come back on Monday. We will have another guest on the show. I have not even reached out to anybody yet to get that started, so I can't tell you who it's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be good regardless. And remember, the next cryptid show is not for 2 weeks. Okay, so come back to that also.
Liz, are we doing the not deer next?
What do you want to discuss? The not deer.
The not
Not
deer?
deer.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Jonathan, we're doing not deer now. So, okay. All right. See you all later. We'll see you on Monday, 6 o'clock Central Time. So.